Are you a high achiever looking to secure an EB-1A green card? Hey folks, this is immigration attorney Hassan Abdullah, principal attorney of the American Visa Law Group. We understand the difficulties and complexities of navigating the immigration process, and we are here to help. That's why we're offering this free attorney evaluation of your EB-1A case right here on our website. This is a companion video to our website evaluation page. And the purpose of this video is to give you an idea of some of the things that would merit a valid case. We want you to help us help you. Keep in mind, to qualify for an EB-1A petition, you must meet at least 3 of 10 criteria. So without further delay, let's go. First of all, what you'll need to do is visit our website, usavisa.law.com, to find the questionnaire. And then click Contact Us. And then from there, scroll down to click here for our EB-1A free evaluation form. All right, so this is the page for the questionnaire. The first question is, what is your field of expertise or extraordinary ability? And what is your proposed job title, which is pretty self-explanatory. We also want you to describe your education, experience, and training. Again, self-explanatory. So the first question we're really going to go over in some detail is this question. Do you have any nationally or internationally recognized non-academic awards recognizing your excellence in your field? If so, state the name of the awards or the award, listing no more than your top 3 most outstanding awards. This is kind of the express lane. If you meet this criteria by itself, it is enough to qualify for EB-1. It is quite rare that somebody actually has this level of an award. We're talking about, an Oscar award or a gold medal, these kind of awards. So most people do not have that kind of award under their belt. So then we go to the 10 standard criteria. And again, you only have to meet 3 out of 10. The first question is, are you a member of any organization which requires outstanding achievement? If so, name the organization and describe your membership. So what USCIS is looking for is memberships where they actually evaluate members for outstanding achievements. So if you have a professional membership, which all you need is a degree or experience and maybe a few people to vouch for you, it's probably not going to be sufficient. You have to provide something that there is a careful vetting process and they evaluate and are very selective about who qualifies for membership. The next criteria is asking, is there any published material about you in any trade publications or major news media? So what this is asking for is something that could either be a trade publication, which means in your professional occupation, what are some of the typical periodicals that people read? Or are there any very highly visited and highly regarded blogs that have professional editorial journalists that is involved? And then major news media would be pretty self-explanatory. So this would be mainstream media, which would be newspapers or television stations that have a national or global reach. Okay, so we need to look at readership and viewership. Next, have you participated as a judge or on a panel to evaluate the work of others in your field or a relevant field? So things that might qualify for this would be if you are a researcher and you have reviewed the journal publications of fellow researchers, that would qualify. If you were also evaluating papers that were submitted to a conference, that's also something that would be acceptable. What they're not looking for is evaluation work that's a natural course of your occupation. So if you're a supervisor and you had to evaluate the work of subordinates, typically that's not going to carry much weight for this criteria. Let me add one more thing. If you are the judge at any competitive award program, that would also qualify. Next, have you made any original contributions of major significance to your field? So this one is one of the hardest criteria to prove. You have to show that you influence the field. They want to see things like media publications talking about what you've developed, even if they don't name you specifically, if they discuss some of the work that you've done and it's widely regarded as an original majorly significant contribution to your field, that should be acceptable. So they want to see widespread public commentary. That's really the key. Sometimes people can qualify just on the merits of the volume of publications that they have and citations. So if you have a very high volume of citations to your work, that might be evidence in and of itself that you've made an original contribution of major significance to your field, particularly if you've been published in a high impact factor journal. Have you written any scholarly articles in professional, major trade, or major media publications? This should be self-explanatory to you. A scholarly article is something that would have an impact factor and has a peer review process. Major trade journals would include journals that are specific to your industry, that are highly regarded, or major media publications. Again, we're talking about mainstream media. Has your work been displayed in any artistic showcases or exhibitions? Keep in mind, this does not apply to most cases. If your case does not involve artistic showcases, taking the word very literally, then you do not have something for this criteria. Sometimes people in the sciences field believe that if they were presenting their findings at a conference, that's a showcase or an exhibition. It does not qualify for this particular criteria. That is not what USCIS is looking for. Next, have you held any critical or leading positions in any highly reputable organizations? So we need to look at the reputation of the organization. We would have to see that the organization has quite a bit of literature written about it, media publications, and these publications would be vouching for the fact that this is a highly reputable organization. And then we need to show that you either had a critical or leading position. What does critical mean? Critical means that your involvement at the organization was critical to the business outcomes or organizational outcomes, desired outcomes of the organization, that is. And so that's somewhat subjective, but you would need people high up in the organization to vouch for you. And as for leading positions, that's where you would need to show that you were high up in the hierarchy of the company yourself. And again, you would need people who are high up in the organization to vouch for that. If you're just some kind of senior technical lead, that's probably not going to be qualified as a leading position, but it could be considered critical depending on the projects that you did at the organization. Have you commanded a high salary or high compensation for your work? So we would look at salary surveys, and if it appears that your income is at least above the 90th percentile, and you've consistently been earning that, then you can prove this criteria as well. Finally, have you had commercial success in the performing arts as shown by box office receipts or media sales? Again, this is specific to performing arts. People try to be creative with this criteria and just understand that it has to be something where you literally have sales records of things like movie ticket sales and album sales, things like that. Now there's more to EB-1A than simply meeting 3 out of 10 EB-1A criteria, but this is just a preliminary assessment. Anyhow, if you believe you may have the qualifications of an EB-1A petition, feel free to visit us online if you're not there already, and fill out our free assessment questionnaire, and we'll take it from there. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.